Welcome back to Empowered Now. My name's Colette.
And I'm Shay. What's up?
You're so handsome and studly and strong.
Kind of rugged. You know what I'm saying?
I can barely breathe in this shirt.
Well, you forgot to shave your pits too. But I kind of like
I'm
that.
not
going to
raise my arms. I was. Yeah. Come here. Come here.
Welcome to Empowered Now. I'm your host, Colette Kati. Join me as we talk all things to uplift, encourage, teach, inspire, and empower you to see your best self, to live your best life, and to thrive wherever you are. All right, all is well. The youngest child is home safe. And
Second day of school.
Second day of school, but by the time you guys see this, Gavin is going to be home. We have spoken to him every week since he's been gone, mostly every week, but we haven't been in his presence for 2 years. So
there he is, Mr. Skibbity Rizzler himself. Come on in to the Colette podcast. Come on in here, handsome devil.
They torture me. They don't pay rent. They haven't paid their child abuse yet.
Give me a bite of that.
What?
They don't pay their child support.
Pay your dad
You
tax.
gotta get your terms right if you're gonna call us out.
I'm not lying. Ban them. Unless they give me 10,000 V-Bucks.
What are you looking at? We're looking at that. There's the camera.
Oh.
How was school? Tell us one thing you learned.
Talk in the microphone.
One thing.
Don't do that. Oh my goodness. He's learning.
Okay.
Guys.
So,
You don't need to yell.
sorry. We learned.
Math, English,
Yeah.
science.
We remembered how to do prime and composite 'cause this is the second day. Or we didn't relearn, but we yeah.
Reviewed.
Primes and composites.
Yeah, we reviewed.
What are those?
prime numbers?
Explain them.
Is this math?
Bruh.
I'm dumb. I need to know.
So, if there was 9 and 10, you'd need to find an equation that equals 9 and 10, and that would be a prime number. But if there's two equations that equal 9 and 10, then it'd be a
Coagulation.
no.
Covert.
What's it called?
Coefficient.
No.
Coalign. Coalesce.
No.
Did you just say it?
Coca-Cola.
I forgot.
Well, that's
Back to
okay.
school.
I know something with a C, though, so.
You just said it at the beginning.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, didn't you?
Yeah, you
Oh, composite.
Composites. Yeah, there you go. I didn't know that either. I forgot. Great job. Well, thank you for
thank
coming
you
in and saying hi
for
to
the
us.
cameo.
Okay.
Love
Yeah.
you.
If you guys are watching this on YouTube,
Give
you'll
your
be
mom
able
a
to
kiss.
see his sick outfit for the day. It's very cool.
Okay, get out of here.
Okay, will you take the Snuffleupagus puppy with you? We have a pug, and he snorts a lot. So if you heard that, that's what you heard.
Daxton, you're in my shot. Go. Vamos.
Vamos.
Take the dog with you. Louis, go out.
Wait, where's Louis?
I don't actually know. He may have left already.
Louis! Yeah.
Okay, love you.
We love our children, and we do not beat them.
You don't pay me V-Bucks.
Oh, wow.
Bull
He wants to be paid in V-Bucks. That's what
It's
it
the
is.
constant fight.
The constant fight. V-Bucks.
So he can
Fortnite.
buy skins that
On Fortnite. Well,
he uses once, and then he has just this closet full of Fortnite skins.
I know we're not the only ones. Some of you out there know what we're talking about.
We do get a lot of work out of him, though, because he'll come and ask what jobs he can do.
Yeah.
He helped me do all my laundry the other day, which was very nice because I had 2 baskets full of clean clothes.
And he earned money to buy a skin or something?
Yeah, he wanted to earn
Yeah.
$35 to get the new WWE wrestling game.
Oh, that's
Which
a lot.
he has played quite a bit, and he builds these characters in the game. It's down to every outfit, wristbands, the hair color. So it's kind of teaching him design.
Yeah. He did at one point want to be a fashion designer.
We should have got him. He likes to draw. He's a good artist. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get him one of those sketch draw pads, like a computer tablet
yeah, we didn't
draw
do that.
thing.
Well, I guess this year
Draw
Christmas
thing
is
with
coming.
the pencil on the computer thing. Yeah, Christmas is, I can't believe, time as a thief.
Yeah, Shay had this moment where he's like, summer's over? They're
It
going
was-
back to school?
Yesterday was weird. I was like, summer is
goes
actually
so
over.
fast.
It's officially over.
And by the time you see this, it will be fall for sure.
Quit doing that.
I'll have the pumpkin spice out. It's going to be so awesome.
We had a great summer.
Yeah.
Our summer was action packed.
Yeah.
We did a lot of things, went on a lot of trips, went wakeboarding, went to
Yes.
Florida for Emmy's dance competition. She's grown up. She's a junior this year.
And Brock's 8th grade.
Avia's living in Los Angeles. She's almost been there for a year now.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that is crazy.
Very proud of her. She is a go-getter to the highest extent of go-gettingness.
Yes. And if you're new to this podcast, hi, I'm Colette, this is Shay. We have 5 kids, and you'll want to go listen to part 1 of this series. Just 2 parts, just 2-part series. Just go listen to part 1.
Okay.
Even though this is probably going to be a standalone because I don't know that we're going to revisit too much of what we said already.
Yeah, what are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
She's like, should we just wing it?
Well, I feel we were talking about our kids, and I wanted to kind of go into that a little bit because we're at a different phase with our children. When we started our vlogs, we have daily vlog channel. Don't do dailies anymore, but it's the Shaytards. I talk more about that in episode 2. So go check that out if you're curious about it. We came into YouTube as our children were really young, and now we're at a totally different phase in life where our kids are older. They're mostly teenagers, and then we have 2 that are already living away from home, and that is so weird. And what do you feel like this transition has been like for you?
It just feels like getting old. It's weird only having 3 kids in the house. And then like when Avia comes to visit, she'll be like here in this room and I'll forget she's here.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, who is downstairs? I'm like, oh yeah, Avia's here.
Right. We hear something in the house. What is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's our other child.
It's sad though, because it's starting to see like what it's going to be like when we're just empty nesters.
It's interesting because I remember being in a phase of life when our kids were all toddlers. I think even before, or maybe it was after Brock, but I mean, that whole phase when they were toddlers and feeling like this is hard. And is this ever going to end? You know, there were some nights where you barely got any sleep or
You're
days.
breastfeeding.
Yeah, you're just
Gotta
going,
change a diaper.
going,
Yeah.
cleaning, picking up after them, running around. It just felt like, and I know a lot of new parents can feel this way, that you just kind of lose yourself in parenting and in caregiving. And it can be really exhausting. I remember having days where I don't know if this is ever going to end. And now it seemed like that was just a split second.
It goes by so fast. There's a real sense of accomplishment. Like my greatest accomplishment, the thing that I'm most proud of in my life is our children.
Really?
You know, and it's like we have successfully raised 2 adults and sent them out into the world, like blowing on one of those. And now they have to go out and germinate. And what are they going to? Dandelions. Yeah. What are those?
I think it's a dandelion.
I don't know. Math terms. I don't know. Biology. But it does. It feels cool to. And I'm proud of Gavin and Avia. Like Gavin chose to serve a 2-year mission for our church in Mexico, and not a very safe vacation-y part of Mexico. In fact, multiple people that we've told that are from Mexico, when we tell him that he's in Torreon, they're shocked. They're like, why is he there?
I wouldn't go there.
Like
yeah.
Daxton soccer coach, his family's from there. And he's like, I wouldn't go back there. And then we were at Disney World and these 2 guys came behind us and they were speaking Spanish. And so I'm like, oh, our son's in Mexico. And they're like, what part? And we told them, and I have it on Instagram story. The guy goes, like his eyes got really big and he looked at his friend like, so we're like, what's going on? And he's had some brushes with the cartel and things like that, where they've gone to some houses that their mission president's like, do not go back there.
Right.
Because of danger.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Avia, she pays everything on her own. I know I see comments on her YouTube channel like, oh, I wish my parents paid for me to move to Los Angeles. But
Right.
she pays for everything. In fact, Emmy flew out there for a week. We paid for Emmy's flight, but Avia bought all of her food the whole time.
And And we do have savings for our kids because they were in the vlogs. Like we have saved money, put money aside for them since we started doing videos. So they do have their own savings, but Avia hasn't touched hers.
Do they get it now or when they're 21? Did we decide that?
Yeah, it's on the paperwork.
I feel like that's going to be like a wedding day thing.
Right.
Like here's your little nest egg we saved for you.
Well, I think it's 18 because I think Avia could use hers.
Oh, really?
And I let her know like this is available.
Yeah.
You know, and like, anyways, she has always wanted to do what she's doing, and she's following her dreams, and I'm so proud of her. So
she is the epitome of like, I told her this. I said, I'm so proud of you. You are like living the dream that every teenage kid living in a small town dreams about. Like, I'm going to move out of this town. I'm going to move. Like we tell people, they're like, so what's Avia doing in Los Angeles? I'm like, she moved there to be an actor. They're like, so what does she do for work? Like, is she going to school? Like, they're like, what? I'm like, she's taking acting classes and she makes a full-time living off of the internet, off of TikTok, YouTube, brand deals. That's like our game plan. You know, she took a page out of our playbook and she is crushing it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask her if I can borrow some money next week.
Yeah, she's really doing a great job. I mean, we're really proud of our kids. And I think that it's been an interesting, parenthood has been interesting to say the least. I think that in many ways, I still feel young. I still feel like I am, I don't know, 25 or something. But, you know, we keep growing, we keep learning, but the older I get, the quicker life seems to go.
It does.
And
being a 44-year-old man, like as a kid, like hearing somebody's 44, I'm like, that seems old. Like you're like, oh, that's an old person. I'm 6 years from 50.
So what do you think, like when you start to get into this phase of life, I think it's normal for people to start actually doing that all the time. Like, oh, I'm old, like I'm washed up, or like, what else do I have going for me? Like people just kind of settle in to where they're at.
Yeah. And I hate that because I feel myself doing that, but I promised myself as a kid that I wouldn't let that happen. Like I always want to be able to play with my kids and ski with my family and wakeboard. You know, like when we went wake surfing the other night, it was like 10 o'clock at night and we had like glow in the dark wakeboards. I love that I got in the water. I think they were surprised. And I was like, it sucks that they're surprised that I did that. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty active with them, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's been interesting because I feel like I've sort of switched where I used to be very, you know, we say in the vlogs a lot, like Mommy Tart has shaky butt because I would get nervous and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like things just scared me. I was more fearful.
You've done really good, like with skiing and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I feel like it's just been over the past 10 years, I've made a shift to where if you would have asked me 15 years ago if I wanted to go skydiving, I would have said, heck no, not in any chance in life would that ever happen. But now I'm like, let's go skydiving.
Yeah, we should.
Like that could be really fun.
Let's do that for your birthday.
Okay.
You want to?
Yes.
Bet?
We're
going skydiving for Colette's 43rd. How old are you?
But you're right.
43rd birthday.
We'll be 43rd next year. So.
What if we died? What if we just switch and I'm like afraid of everything?
Are you?
No.
Do you want to go?
I'll do it. You know the worst part about skydiving? When I went with my brother is after we were filming this whole thing for a video called Shay Ventures, I think. And so we skydove. What's the past tense? Skydove.
I don't
dived.
know.
We dove out of the sky. But I had this like lanyard, this like carabiner on like my harness. And we were like jumping up to high five. And I whacked myself in the tooth. And so every time I think about skydiving, that comes to my mind. Where I'm like, what if I hit myself? But it, like I was on the ground safe. And we were just doing this outro where like we're high fiving. And I hit myself in the face with the carabiner and it hurt.
That's funny that that's the thing you think of when you think of skydiving.
But the coolest is like the first 5 seconds when you jump out of the plane, because it's that free falling where you're just like, like takes your breath away. But then you hit like terminal velocity where you can't go any faster. And then it's just like, that's like, you feel like you're flying.
That's so cool.
And then the parachute ride, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You're going to love it.
I'm going to love it. I know I am. I might pass out. It'll be fine.
We're going to get some young, daring, handsome dude to get strapped on the back of you, throw you out of a plane.
All right, let's go. So here's my question. How do you keep that youthfulness? How do you not let yourself kind of settle in to life after you get to a certain point where you feel like, oh, is this all there is? Or
well, there's two things. I mean, mental and physical. You have to keep your physical body going. A body in motion stays in motion. And I felt that, like, you really do. Like, your muscles hurt, your back aches, like things like that start happening to your body that you just can't totally control. And so you have to be careful not to be like, oh, I don't want to hurt myself. Because I find myself doing that where it's like, I just rather watch the kids. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I feel like I don't jump on the trampoline as much as I used to.
Right.
Because I've taught all the kids all the tricks that I know. Mm-hmm. And so now I just watch them and they do better stuff than I could ever do. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm proud of you guys. But I think it's keeping that young at heart mentality and then keeping your body, you know, physically able to do fun things. And it doesn't have to be skydiving or wakeboarding or skiing. It could be, you know, swinging. Mm-hmm. I love me a good swing.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like so much of it, yes, it can obviously be physical. We get older, our bodies need a little bit more attention to stay youthful and vibrant, but it's a lot of it is mental. We stop doing those playful things like sitting in a swing and swinging, which, for the record, last time I sat in a swing, I'm like, why do my hips hurt? It's like squeezing my hips together.
Got some junk in the trunk.
So I think, yeah, we just made it pop out. So I think that sometimes
what popped out?
The audio, Shay, Carl.
I'm being playful.
That is true. Yeah, there's so much to be said about keeping ourselves youthful mentally. And I'm not really trying to just point out being youthful, but living life, staying in life and not letting all the heaviness that life can bring you down.
Yeah, the hardships of life can really, especially people that have, you know, ailments, sickness, loved ones dying, it can really, as you get into the later years, kind of push you down. And you have to still be able to, one, I think, make fun of yourself, you know, be able to joke around, be able to think, just be silly. Like, that's lost on a lot of older people, where it's not, they lose the ability to just be silly for being silly's sake. Because it's like, it's not serious. You got to be serious, and this is a grown-up world, and joking around is frivolous and it's useless and it wastes time. We have work to do and things to discuss.
That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, it sucks. So there's a fine line. You can't just be, you know, Robin Williams all the time. Rest in peace. I love that guy. You know, but he made a fine career out of it. Yes. Just being random and kooky and off the cuff one-liners.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said about being able to be lighthearted. Yeah, just let life roll instead of needing it to be a certain way. With my clients, I talk a lot about the patterns that we create. And I think that is kind of what I've noticed for myself, that often it was the patterns, the thought patterns that I created. And I know, like, as a young kid, I was afraid of a lot of things because death to me seemed so real that, because my mom was sick with cancer and she did end up passing away from breast cancer. And so to me, it was like, oh, don't do that. You could die. Don't do that. You could die. Oh, what if you died? What if you died? And so everything felt very dangerous and like, don't ever do that. And when I met Shay, he's complete opposite. He's like, let's do everything. We're crazy and wild. And he was so fun that way that I think, going back to what we were talking about in the first episode, like that 2 halves make a whole, I think he had something that I was so drawn to because I was living out of a pattern that I'd created. And he had something that I wanted. It was like, oh, I'm not that way, but I loved that about him. But also sometimes I was like, I don't like that about you because you're going to die because you keep doing all these crazy things. I think it's interesting when you look at your relationships, like what drew you to that person? And is it part of you that could be undeveloped? Just getting curious, because I noticed that for me. And it's switched for me. I think because of all the internal work that I've done over the past 10 years, I feel like I am now a little bit more like him in that way, where I love adventure. I tried surfing when we went surfing the other day, and it was scary for me.
I could tell you're nervous.
My brain was like, you don't want to do this. And my soul was like, yes, girl, you do want to do this. And it's probably going to hurt, and you're probably going to swallow some water, and it's going to be fun at the same time. So I did it.
You did.
And I needed help, but I did get up for a second.
You have to emphasize the importance of play, especially with kids.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson has a great quote, doing dangerous things carefully. You know, and growing up, that's why it's so funny how opposites attract, because I hated when people were afraid. It drove me crazy. I'm like, I lived on the edge. I loved that adrenaline rush. And it was like, you know, skiing, going off these giant cliffs. Me and my brother would do backflips off anything we could find, you know, jumping off our roof, all kinds of stuff like that. And I loved that adrenaline, and I never wanted to lose that. And where you say you saw that in me and that's something that you wanted, it's almost like I needed that anchor of safety in you, or because I could just be wild and crazy. And if I had a partner like that, things could very easily go off the rails. So you are the anchor to my sail. Oh, that's so freaking romantic.
That's so freaking romantic.
And now we both have a little anchor and sail in us.
Right.
And our ship sails serenely.
Our ship sails serenely.
Say that 7 times, silly suckers.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just kidding. No, I really feel that way. And not even just talking about being wild and crazy, but think about different things in your life that you feel like, oh, maybe I want to be a certain way, but I am more this way. It might be from a pattern or just a thought that you grabbed onto, that you have lived from for a long time. I feel now I love roller coasters. I used to hate them. They used to make me sick.
Now I'm like, they make me sick now.
I love them.
I'm like, again?
Again? Why do you want to do that? Yay, again.
That's one way I felt that I've gotten older. I'm like, I'll just wait for you guys to go ahead.
Right?
They're fun. I like roller coasters, but
yeah.
I think it's because I'm always trying to film. I don't enjoy them. I was always trying to vlog the roller coaster.
Really? Because I feel like last time we went, you enjoyed it more because you were vlogging.
I think, yeah, I don't know why. I like to share that experience. But it's hard to like really enjoy the whole roller coaster when you're like, I'm going to hold this camera steady.
It's fun to watch our children experience things like that. That has been cool. And that's one thing that I feel like we're kind of in this phase of life where we're watching our kids, you know, like for instance, watching Avia do her own thing and create her own way in the world and living in Los Angeles. And the same with Gavin, watching him go on a mission and be in this foreign country and grow.
Learn Spanish.
Like he's better at Spanish than he is at English. I almost said English. Did I say English? I can't speak either one, so it's fine.
No, there is a maturity thing that happens where you almost enjoy more watching your kids have that experience than experiencing it for yourself. Mm-hmm. I think because you've done a lot of that already. And so being able to watch somebody that you love so much have these new experiences is valuable. And that becomes more valuable, you know, the older you get.
Right.
The more experience you have.
So I know we've kind of been all over the place talking about growing and watching our kids grow up and developing our own, you know, becoming unafraid and stuff. But I would love to hear more from you guys in the comments. Shay's going to be on the podcast more, right?
We'll see.
I will invite him on again and we'll see what he says.
I'd love to.
But okay. Good.
Yeah.
I would love to hear any questions that you guys have or hear your thoughts and your feelings around these topics that we've discussed today.
Yeah, I would like that because that's what, when we started YouTube, that was my favorite thing is the conversation. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, we sit here and we talk about whatever, and then it's interesting to see what people like latch on to. Like, oh, I really wish you guys discussed this more.
Right. Because,
you know, maybe there is more to say about certain things that we've discussed already, but we don't know if that's what you want to hear. And really, we don't care. We do care. But that's always like when YouTubers are like, what should I make? It's like, we're not here to write your videos for you.
I know. Sorry.
Like make what you're going to make. But then you can tell when your audience likes something. But I always love that conversation. Like when we first started uploading videos, I was so excited because it would take like 6 hours to upload the videos because it was like 1 megabyte internet at the time or something. And just waiting for it to upload. And then like the next morning reading the comments was my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do love that about YouTube and what we do. We get, and I talked about that in the first episode, I think, we get to see in real time comments and feedback. And that's what I want Empowered Now to be. I want you guys to come back and tell us more about what you liked, what topics you want to hear, and not really for us, but I want to have these conversations. And I know today was a little bit more lighthearted, but there's so much that I feel like we want to share that it's kind of hard to like hone in right now.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, there's kids, there's our relationship, there's ways that we've grown throughout the last several years that we haven't really been posting as much. And we had a podcast together in the past. And so that's where we usually have these deeper conversations. And so I want that to be the same way here. So let us know what you want to hear, what you want to, or what conversations you would like to hear on the podcast.
And I think we talked about this in the last one, but I see a question that's common. People want to know how we got through what we got through and how we ended up together.
Right.
Even friends, recently I've had friends reach out. They're struggling in their marriage and they have questions like, how'd you get through this? And there's no right way. There's just two people fighting for one another.
Right.
Fighting for that relationship, because nowadays divorce is so easy and it's so prevalent. I mean, 70, 60, I don't know, there's majority of divorces end. I mean, marriages end in divorce.
Right. And I'll tell you from my opinion, my perspective, what I think saved me, or I guess us, saved me first and then this relationship, was my decision to start really focusing on my own growth.
Yeah.
Like really being selfish is, I guess, what people might call it, but just saying I've got to put my own mask on before I help the person next to me. And that's what it was for me.
Airplane scenario.
Yeah.
Good example.
I had to really focus on me and ways I needed to grow and what I wanted in life and take care of myself. And that's what helped this flourish for myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amen, sister.
But there's a lot of answers to that question.
Yeah.
So we'll continue. We'll do another one at some point. Yeah. So thank you. Is there anything that you could, so to close this out, this is Empowered Now. So I want to leave you guys feeling empowered. Is there any last thing that you want to tell them or express to
Whether
them?
you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Yes.
Cliches. I love cliches. They're the secrets to life. Mm-hmm. All those one-liners that you hear that's like, oh yeah, whatever, work hard overtime, blah, blah, blah. Those things are actually the things that work.
No, it's so true. That's a really good one. And I think some people misunderstand it too. There's so much power in the way that you think about your life and yourself. And you get to be the voice. That was actually one of the first things that I learned when I call it my journey out of fear, or my journey back home to myself, was that I am the voice. I get to curate that. I don't have to just listen to that negative voice that just keeps rolling and talking and screaming at me sometimes. I started to decide what I wanted that voice to say. And I started to be the voice. So there's a lot of power to that. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Yeah, your mind and your thoughts have way more effect on your life than you think they do.
Right.
A great book, if you're looking for something to help with that, is called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Mm-hmm. It's a small book. It's not hard to get through, and it is very, very powerful and effective. So if you are that kind of person who finds that your thoughts, run away with, and sometimes they're hard to control, but you can stop them and be like, be your own listener. Like sometimes I will picture myself outside of my body and like watching myself from afar and like, what am I thinking about? What do I think about when I don't have to think? Like when you're shaving or you're taking a shower or you're mowing the lawn, what are you thinking about? And do you notice those thoughts? Be the noticer. Be the one who notices the thoughts that are coming. I mean, like, why am I always thinking about that? Or why do I always say that?
Yeah.
You know, asking yourself that question and kind of being able to step out of your own reality because you get used to it in there. It's like you get stuck in there because it's like you're not monitoring it and it's just happening. And then you get in these patterns and ruts that you don't realize you're in because you're just so used to them that you need to zoom out. The worldview effect. You know, a lot of astronauts say that once they're up in space and they see the world from that angle, it changes everything for them. And so you can do that with your own life.
Absolutely.
Get a spaceship.
And think about when you say the phrase, I'm thinking, who's the I'm?
Deep.
There's the thinking and there's the one that's doing the thinking. So if you can separate yourself and be the watcher, I like to visualize it as like train cars going by and you just see the thoughts as they go by. And if you're stressing out about something, it's like, oh, that's just a thought. Put the thought on the train car and watch it go by and notice who's doing the thinking. Powerful stuff. Anyways, we will talk more about this.
I like to watch when your caboose goes by.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
I'm not even going to ask what thought you're putting on the caboose. Anyways, thank you guys. We appreciate you so much. We're so grateful for those of you that have followed us throughout the years. We're almost going on 2 decades now. So thank you.
What do you mean? Oh,
being online, being on YouTube.
We've been married 22 years, babe.
No, but like, yes, we've been married 22 years, but being online, sharing our lives with you, it's been almost 2 decades.
Since 2006.
Yeah.
2026 will be 2 decades. That's crazy.
So it's pretty powerful. Thank you for being here and we'll see you next week. Oh, and don't forget, let us know in the comments any other topics you would want Shay and I to discuss for the next time he's on. Okay. Bye.
Peace out. Bye.
Thanks for watching Empowered Now. If anything you heard today resonated with you and you want more, please like and subscribe so that you won't miss an upload. You can also follow me on social media at Colette Kati. And if you're interested in working with me more closely through coaching or other opportunities, go to my website, colettekati.com. It is my hope that you will continue to come back and experience for yourself the benefits of choosing an empowered life. Your feedback and your experience are very important to me, so please take a moment to connect with me in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on today's episode, ideas for future topics, and ideas for guests that you would like to see. And as always, thanks for your time, support, and your courage to live empowered now.